To help us navigate the sky is Carmel Ives, Chairperson of the Astronomical Society of Southern Africa. Very good evening to you, Carmel. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So perhaps we can just go through the scientific explanation and in layman's terms what we'll be able to see.
I shall do indeed explain to you. So this, the Leonids that we're going to be seeing in the sky are actually a result of a comet called the Tempel-Tuttle comet. And this comet has an orbit of 33 years. And once a year, around about November, we go through the trail of this comet that's formed because the comet melts and all these tiny particles, about 10 millimeters or weighing half a gram, are left in the sky. And round about November, we pass through this trail, and these meteors, or tiny little meteoroids, actually strike our atmosphere at about 72 kilometers a second, so rather fast. But because they're so tiny, they just light up for a few brief seconds, and then they're gone.
And I believe the United States will have the clearest view, but we'll be able to see it in the southern hemisphere as well.
We will. We'll have to get up really early, 3 o'clock in the morning. And they peak on the 17th of November. So if you look to the northeast, between 3 and sunrise, you should be able to see them. If you can try and identify the constellation of Leo, it comes from the head region of Leo. So they originate at one point.
Where exactly, so for those of us who don't have a compass and you don't know how to read one, if you're in South Africa, where would you be standing to optimally view this at that time? And also tell us how the moon will affect your visibility.
Well, the moon isn't in the sky in that region, so the problem is that it's going to be very low towards the horizon, and then the sun is going to rise. So we're going to be more affected by the sunrise. The east is where the sun rises normally, so if you could just the night before be aware of where the sun set, and the opposite direction would be east, and then slightly to the north. So if you're facing the east, and you had to turn towards your left hand to sort of 45 degrees, that would be to the north east, and that would be where you would be needing to look.
And I believe typically there are 10 to 15 meteors per hour. Is there distinctive color as well?
No, they're quite bright white. There have been incidents of actual meteorite storms, and this is every 33 years. Unfortunately, we're quite far from that time, so the next one will be sort of in 2032, but where there can be hundreds and thousands of meteors an hour. But we will be looking at about 10 an hour.
And at what speed do they move per second?
Very fast, 72 kilometers per second.
Okay, so if you blink, you might just miss it.
Yes, try not blink.
Okay. And tell us about the significance of them forming part of the lion's mane.
So they just happen to be in the region where they cross over our ellipse, and they appear to come from that direction. But astronomically, they are trillions and millions of kilometers from any of the stars of the constellation of Leo.
So we mentioned that this occurs right about this time, but just how often is this? As in, is it something that occurs at a particular period of the Earth's orbit?
Yes, it does. So it always occurs at this time of the year, around about the 16th, 17th, 18th of November. It actually stretches from about the 6th of November towards the 25th of November, but the peak time is around the 17th of November, and every year it occurs at the same time.
Any special numerological people may be looking at this significance to it? Does it, indicate anything? Is it good luck?
Well, I love that question because I feel it is good luck. If you wish upon a star, it makes you conscious of what your wishes are in life and it allows you to pursue them. So without going into any need for numerology or other explanations, it tells you what you want to achieve.
And especially if you've got like 10 to 15 chances of it per hour, right?
Absolutely, that's a lot of wishes.
All right, thank you. And just finally, Carmel, what would you need to be able to view? Do you need to have binoculars, telescope, or is it just about positioning?
No, it's very much just with your eyes. You would never. The chances of spotting it with a telescope are very small. You'd have to be running a video recording and look at it afterwards. So spotting them with your eyes is the best option. Try lie down so that you don't hurt your neck, and try and be in as dark a place as possible and let your eyes acclimatize to the dark. It takes about 20 minutes.
All right, thank you so much. Carmel Ives, Chairperson of the Astronomical Society of Southern Africa. And as you heard us say, you will be able to better see it here in South Africa on the 17th of November. So that's on Tuesday. Right, let's remind you of the top story.